Bleeskee, did I say that right?
Yeah, that's correct, man. How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good night to you if you're on the East Coast. I'm over here in Tennessee. So,
Yeah, well, I'm East Coasting it. I'm East Coasting it. Okay, so are you at least 18?
oh, of course. Yeah, I'm 29. Much
Fantastic.
love.
And are
Yeah,
you a believer in some kind of a god?
that's a really rough and tough question to answer, right? I do believe in a creator, but I think it's a lot more complicated than how the Bible interprets it. I do have a Christian background, and a lot of the stuff that I've come to learn is from the Bible, but not the Bible that you see today. The Bible that you see today has been just so like falsely interpreted and just reworded. There's been so much shit that's been redacted. Excuse my language, but a lot of people also like read it so literally, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are full of shit, but I do want to at least bring to your attention, like, just how, like, first off, how do you think that we were created? Just super monkeys, basically? That theory, like the ape theory?
We're apes. We still are apes. We're part of the ape family.
Okay, so, like, why are there still apes if evolution has happened?
Because we didn't evolve from apes, we are apes.
So, what is it? How is there just like help me understand the distinction between the two?
I don't know. Where's the disconnect? What's the problem?
Like, if we are apes and there's still apes, how is that possible?
The same way that dogs and wolves both exist at the same time.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I see that.
Dogs and wolves come from a common ancestor, but
Right.
that common ancestor is not with us anymore. But the various additions, the various branches from that common ancestor all exist simultaneously. So I'll draw on a typical tree, you've got multiple branches, right? Well,
Sure.
it might be that, this node here might not exist anymore. That common ancestor might not exist, but this guy and this guy, those guys exist. And they're very similar, even though they're not the same. And they had a common ancestor.
What would that common ancestor be?
Well, if you ask like a biologist, they can tell you the name of it. I don't know the name of it.
Oh, okay. So
I went to school for engineering and biblical studies.
Nice. And my next thing that I want to bring to your attention to is syncretism. So, and I'm going to pull a couple verses here from the Bible and also interpret it with the Bhagavad Gita, and then pull in some Buddhism as well. And it kind of comes, yeah, I know, right? It's kind of crazy, but bear with me here. So in the book of Revelations, it talks about being crowned with the 144,000. And if you look at your chakras are aligned and they're interpreted by petals, right? Do you believe in like your chakra energy?
No, I don't think chakras exist. What would be the evidence that chakras exist?
Just the fact that there's light that exists within the body, and that has been scientifically proven.
I don't think that has. I don't think we have our body producing light.
Yeah, so there's been a study where they took this person into like a pitch black room, and they're able to detect like emanating light that was coming from them.
Yeah, let me check. Okay, it says according to a study, there is an ultra weak spontaneous photon emission from the human body. Well, that's interesting. That's something new I learned today. Okay, so what about it?
So those lights come from an energy that exists within you. Some call it the Holy Spirit. Some call it chakra, like your chakra energy, the Kundalini
photons.
energy.
Photons. The body is emanating photons.
Light.
Yes, photons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so light doesn't come without energy. You know what I mean?
What is energy in your mind? What do you think energy is?
I think that's a good question. Plasma, I guess, would be one way to interpret it.
Plasma is a state of matter.
Yes, yeah, it's the fourth state of matter that
Right.
exists here. How do people
But
get
energy is just like a measured rate of change, like within any given system or particle, right? So, like energy itself is not a thing that exists. It's not like a stuff. It's a description of the property of matter.
that? Yeah, so like atomic energy, right? Like how there's a 10 to the 23rd quadrillionth power that your hand can pass through that microphone. It probably won't, but if you were to pass your hand through the microphone, there's a chance it will because of the distance between atoms, right?
I don't think that chance is good. No, I think it's almost impossible unless
Almost.
unless I heat the microphone up and I melt it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, there is a chance, there is that possibility, and that's also proven.
I don't think
of the
there's a
atomic
possibility.
rate.
No, the possibility that I can pass my hand through a microphone at its current temperature is 0.
No, look it up. Look it up. Look it up. It's true. It's like a very, very. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But what I'm getting to say, man, is that Israel is like the lost tribe of Israel isn't what people think. It's not like
The 10 lost tribes?
Whatever it is, 12 tribes, 13 tribes, 10 lost tribes, whatever it is. The lost tribe of Israel is all of us, right? Like if you look at Egyptian.
That's not accurate. The lost tribes of Israel refers to the 10 tribes that were exiled during the Assyrian conquest and never returned.
Biblically speaking, sure, but when you look at it in the gist of it, Israel comes from the the Holy Trinity, the three creator goddesses and gods,
What?
quote unquote.
No,
yeah,
Israel came from Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob was Israel.
So, hear me out. Isis, the creator goddess, Ra, the sun god, and El, which was known as like the Most High back in the day.
You just listed 2 Egyptian deities.
Yes, so Isis and Ra, and then El. Everything comes from Egypt, right? Like,
well, El's not an Egyptian deity; that's an Ugaritic deity.
Correct, but also known like El was known as the Most High across many lands, not just Ugaritic. It was also
in the Levant.
Just hear me out.
Not in Egypt. In Egypt, the high god was typically Ra.
So you have Isis, Ra, and then their father, El.
El was not their father.
How is that not their father?
El doesn't appear in Egyptian mythology.
But where Ra came from,
right? Yeah.
The Most High.
Yeah.
Commonly known as El, like El, like Elohim.
Nope.
You know what I'm like? Elohim, Elohim.
El does not show up in the Egyptian pantheon.
What about the Elohim?
The Elohim is a reference to El.
Okay. So you take those 3.
Why would I take those 3?
I'm telling you how like Israel comes to life.
But Israel has nothing to do with Egyptian gods.
It kind of does when it comes to the creation of us.
It doesn't.
How does it not?
Because the Bible tells you what the Jewish people believed about their creator God, and it has nothing to do with Egypt.
No, but it talks about the Elohim, right?
Yes, it talks about the Elohim. Do you know what Elohim is in Hebrew grammar?
It's basically like the energy force.
It's not. Elohim is a concrete abstraction. We do the same thing with a bunch of other words in Hebrew, like the word for virginity. Virginity is just an abstraction of the word virgin. So the word virgin, Bethula, when you make it into a plural, Bethulot, then it becomes an abstraction. It goes from a virgin to virginity. And you do the same thing with Elohim. It goes from God to divinity or godness. That's the general gist of Elohim. It is also referred to as plural gods as well, but we know when it's referencing the biblical God, they believe in one God. It's literally referring to a divinity, not to multiple deities. And we know this because it's using a bunch of singular verbs when it talks about God. When it says that God created, the Hebrew word bara is in the third masculine singular form. It's a singular entity.
I gotcha. Well, I guess then what I've been focusing on has been wrong. But yeah, I was gonna just tie in like syncretism, tying in all the religions, and is like from Isis, Ra, the sun god, because everything can't live without the sun, and then El, Elohim, Israel, Israel, is what I was getting to.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you're conflating Israelite and Egyptian mythology into one.
Because that's where Jesus went to study. Well, Yahushua went and studied, and that's been redacted from the Bible.
That's not in the Bible, and we have no documents that would suggest that it was removed from the Bible. That's a claim that was made by Celsus and subsequently some other Jews.
I gotcha.
Now, I believe it to be true. I think Jesus probably did go to Egypt to escape being, persecuted for being a bastard child. And then while he was there, he probably learned some of the Egyptian magic. But yeah, I don't think there's anything biblically that would lead us to believe that that was once in the Bible and then it got removed from the Bible.
I gotcha. Yeah, because the Ethiopian Bible has 88 books. The one that's been protected, and Ethiopia is the only country that hasn't been ran through they've
been decimated quite a few times.
And when the French went through, I think Ethiopia was the only country that they left alone.
So,
and I think that was for a reason.
Why do I care if the French didn't destroy Ethiopia?
I don't know. It's not for you to care about, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that's just where the true Bible exists, all 88 books.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really clever stories that are in there.
The Ethiopians too. The Ethiopians fell in battle to the Italians in 1936.
Did they?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't think the Ethiopian Bible saved them.
No, I guess not. But all right. Well,
it was great to hear
you for
from
your time, man. Yeah, take care, brother.
Cheers.